Righty. I wonder if this is working. I wonder if this is working. Okay, well, I guess we'll find out in a while. Anyway, get more views with the live shopping ranking. What the hell is that? Live shopping ranking. I don't know what that is. Absolutely no idea. Notifying viewers that I'm live, huh? Thanks. I appreciate that. So, well, I don't know about y'all. Uh, no, I don't want that to stop. Okay. Anyway. Oh, we'll see if this works. We'll see if anybody shows up. You know what I should figure out first? Oh, yes, it's going to be good. Okay. I need to figure out how to put something on. Stop. It's Cat Van. Yeah, girl. I'm trying to figure out how to make this chat thing work on here. I'm like, what is happening? If you got any advice, hey, you know what? I'll just let it be. Just let it be. Put on my cool glasses. All right. We're good for now. We're good. So here in Cincinnati, the march is starting right now. The Good Trouble March. Okay, so I've got TikTok here and YouTube here. So it's a little crazy, but we'll all survive it. All right. Did I tell you guys about? Hey, Raina. Hi there, hon. Did I tell you guys? I think I did yesterday about the guy who I met, well, who didn't bother to meet me, who didn't bother to shake my hand when I was standing with my friend who's 15 years younger than me and all that. Um, I think I told you about that yesterday, but it's the important thing about that is not the nonsense. It's what do we do with it? It's do we there's so many things to do when you're a woman. Like you've got to feel what you feel. All right. I don't want to hear any more of this masculine, toxic garbage about you're not supposed to feel. You're supposed to have all of your emotions. Yes, you are. Anyway, I think the thing to do about it is ignore people who don't matter. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. All right. Hey, would you guys do me a favor? Hey, Water, and share this out to your people. Let people know that I'm here. We're going to pull one card for anybody who wants me to pull a card. Let me tell you about my Good Girl Exit Plan tarot spread. So, the Good Girl, this is part of my business name, the Goodbye Good Girl Project, because it occurred to me probably 25 years ago that the reason that all of us are miserable about something, like we can't just be happy that we've got all that we've got, but we're running around like, oh, life is so hard. And it is. No lie, life is hard. But that one big reason that keeps us feeling like snarky a lot of times is our lives, even when they're going well, um, is that we're following rules that are not ours, right? We're just following all these rules that aren't ours. So whether you're working in a company or you're working for yourself, a lot of times most of the time, we have decided, we've been taught and we've decided to go along with it, that there's nothing we can do. And that's a big fat lie. Just letting you know, it's a big fat lie. So what I do here is I help give you a completely different perspective. Okay. I give you a very, very different perspective of your power in the world. I'm not talking about empowerment like, oh, I don't know if you've heard about the word empowerment has lost all meaning for me because it doesn't reflect the depths of what we are able to do and how much we're able to get out of the system that we've been pulled into, that we've been indoctrinated into, and that we've brought into our own self. I mean, how many of you have, here, hold on, let me push something here. TikTok keeps teaching me stuff. I'm like, what? What is that thing? You want me to hit use? Okay, I'll hit use. Okay, cool. 2 new messages. All right, so people join. Hi, as Holio. That's funny. That's funny. I like that. That's hysterical. Hi, Miriam. Hi, Ken. Too funny. So, reality is not what we think it is. Just saying. I don't know about you, but I came up in a time where the rules were the rules and you adapted to those things, and that's it. You have to be a nice person, you have to be liked, and you have to be cute enough and sexy enough and effable enough and all that stuff. And it's nonsense. It's all complete nonsense. Oh God. So what we have to do is break ourselves out of this, and that's what I do. There are lots of really cool ways, and one of them is tarot, is reading, pulling a card for you, and then giving you a message that has to do with what you can be doing to uplevel your power, your joy, your enthusiasm, your not feeling like you have to fight your way through life all the time. And if you agree with that, if you agree that that's a nice idea, hit me up with some hearts, okay? That would be really sweet. I would love that. Or just join me, follow me, do something. Okay, so Kat showed up first, so I'm going to pull a card for Kat. And I do have my Good Girl Exit Plan Tarot spread. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it a lot. It just makes me feel seen, I'm like, oh, this is cool. I love it. So the Good Girl Exit Plan Tarot spread it's a 6-card spread. The first position is the inherited scripts, all that stuff that we learned, right? That we were told was true and right and wasn't. You're welcome, Kat. Second position is the silenced voice, those ways in which your voice has been completely silenced, and you're allowing that because you may not know how to do it, or else you're just being stubborn about what you do know. Both of those things happen to me. Number 3 is the energetic leak position. Where are you losing your energy? Where are you not letting yourself be focused energetically, emotionally, mentally? 4th is the sacred rage catalyst. How can you use your rage, your anger that is due to this crazy system that makes women be not important? How do you use it for something better? You use it as fuel. How do you do that? Card number 5, quantum choice. This is where you crack the egg. This is where you go, oh my God, this thing is the thing I need to really think about or do or consider if I'm going to become the badass that I would like to be. And the last card is embodied sovereign. This is who you are when you are your 360-degree self. Okay? All right. So that's the deal. Kat, which of those, pick a number between 1 and 6, or if any one of those stuck with you in your head, tell me which one, and I will pull a card and read it from that particular card location. So, inherited script, silenced voice, energetic leak, sacred rage catalyst, quantum choice, embodied sovereign. Hit me up. Hit me up with what you're wanting, Kat. And if you're like, I don't have a freaking idea, how about 3? Okay, the energetic leak. Gotcha. And one card just jumped right out. Okay. The energetic leak. 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles. Hello, TikTok. I mean, YouTube. Hello, TikTok. Hello, YouTube. Yeah. Someday I'll get it all together. It'll be all on my laptop. Life will be good. 9 of Pentacles is about, it's about reaping what you sow. It's about daring to actually identify with yourself, energetically or emotionally. For me, a lot of times it's a feeling. It's It's a sense. It's a deep sense of, this is awesome. This is who I really am. This is how I would feel if I were doing this. Because you still, I remember our reading yesterday, you still have as much as you need. You still have everything you need already. And so it is, as usual with us women, about stepping into it. What is the lie? What is the lie that you're telling yourself about your limitations? Because you've got all this going on here. You've got all that going on. Okay? And the thing that we do that doesn't work is we think I have to work harder. I have to push harder. That is the toxic masculine. If you're only doing that, that's the toxic masculine. If you want to really get things moving in your life, you've got to include the feminine. I'm glad that resonates for you, honey. You've got to include the feminine. And that means that, and this is, I know this is like totally against our grain, but it has to happen. And this is true for all of us. That we have to give ourselves the rest. We have to, I mean, you see this under my eyes right now? Yeah, I've pushed myself too hard today. So I resonate with that as well. I should have taken some time, but I had too many appointments online. So I will take time tonight after this. See if I can go to the Y and go swimming. It's so interesting. We think, well, this is easy. I should be able to do this. This is easy. What's wrong with me? Yeah, that's not going to help. The beating up on yourself, that's a part of the toxic crap. Don't do it. Or, well, you're going to do it, okay? It's what we've been trained to do. You want to swim with me today? Cool. Just come on over to Cincinnati. So yeah, the deal is you're going to have to get used to, as we pull the feminine into our experience, we are going to have to get used to stuff that is very against the grain. We've been taught to push really hard. We have not been taught the beauty, the glory, the ease of allowing the flow of our energy. I mean, like, you would be completely forgiven for sitting there going, what the hell are you talking about, Lori? I don't get it. What do you mean the flow of my energy? What do I have to do with that? And that's the stuff that is really important to understand. And if you want to know it, if you want to learn more about it, just write to me at goodbye goodgirl project @gmail.com. You can I can get you a reading, or we can talk about that, whatever it is that we need to do. Just let you know that that's the place I'm coming from. I'm not trying to. Okay. All right. So the other thing I would recommend that you do, because it won't cost you any money at all, is that you go to YouTube and check out Abraham Hicks, because their entire message is about how important it is for us to how we feel. I'm trying to put it like they do. How you feel is the very most important thing in your entire life. What? But I got things to do. What do you mean? I have to go and do stuff. I have to, I have to take care of this person and that person, and I'm raising children, and I'm taking care of this, and I understand. But it doesn't take more effort for you to start thinking about this concept, which is a truth, not only in the world of the woo-woo, I'm going to stop calling it that, in the world of spirituality, but also in the world of physics. How you feel is the energy that you put out. The quality of how you feel, that's the energy that you're radiating. You don't even have to do anything. You don't have to do squat. You just feel what you feel, and that's the energy that goes out. Okay, so what do I have to do with that? Don't I have to wait for something to come from outside to make me feel better? You can. Oh, you can. I did it for a long time. It's really just mind-bending to think, wait a second, I have the ability to shift how I feel just because I wanna. Oh my God. Just makes me absolutely nuts. Okay, who else is here? Let's see. Yaris just joined. Uh, let's see. Dorothy. Who else is in the room? Who else wants a reading? A quick one card reading. How about Kelly Girl? Hey, Kel. Thanks for joining. Oh, hi, Dorothy. Okay, how you doing? Where are you? I'm in Ohio. I'm in the Ohio part of the world. Yeah. I'm in the part of Ohio where you're in Florida. Oh, that's a rough one these days, I think. Oh, excuse me. Um, Snowstorms? Not in Florida. Oh, you mean here? You mean here in Ohio? Oh, well, when I was a kid, we used to have tons of like blizzards and it would snow like crazy and it was so beautiful and I freaking loved it. Now with global warming, we're lucky if we get one snowfall a year and that makes me sad because I'm a winter person. In the summer, I'm either in the pool or I'm sitting next to my air conditioner. I'm a lightweight. When it comes to heat, I'm a lightweight. But boy, I can outlast you in the snow or cold. So it was Kel. Kel, I'm going to pull a card. And then Dorothy, I'll pull one for you. Things do change. They really do. You're a summer person. Yeah. Well, I love the water, but I don't love the heat. So if I'm next to a pool, I'm okay. All right, Kel. I'm going to pull for you. Let's see. If you're still, and I get hot easily, so we would not be vacationing in the same places, I think. Um, so Kel, I'm going to pull a card for you in the place of the inherited script, stuff that has been sort of stuck in your craw from when you were. Oh, wow, one just jumped out. Okay. Oh, wow, the Tower card. So, Kel, it's entirely possible that you have an emotional setting of a lot of disaster and or trauma um, from childhood. And that's big stuff. We all have different kinds of pains, different kinds of traumas, but you may have an expectation going in your emotional body. You may have this expectation going of things can only go wrong, right? Things can only go bad. And this is, even though you know you may know mentally that's not really true, your emotional setting is always going to govern what comes your way and what you can get aligned with. Because it doesn't matter if I say to myself, I'm 24 years old, I'm 24 years old. I'm not. But even if I said to myself, like, I'll use a better example. Let's say I'm living under a bridge and I go, I've got $1 million, I've got $1 million, I've got $1 million. Living under the bridge, the what we call the reality is so compelling. It's like we're frozen. We're like staring at it, going, this is what's real. And it's true. It's part of what's real. It's a big part of what's real, but it's not the biggest part. Haha. It's not. That's something to really wrap your head around. The biggest part of reality is your energetic. And your energetic is your emotion, and your emotion is feminine in nature. Why? Because it ebbs and flows. Um, because it goes from one to another. It goes from one emotion into another. It's like in constant birth. That's emotion. It may not feel like that. I understand. I had depression for decades and decades. So when people used to say that to me, I'd be like, yeah, that bull. That's not true. The power that you have and that you can use to break from a 100% focus on things are going to always go bad is an understanding that all you need is a pinprick of light, a pinprick of something that feels better than that. Not instead of this. We're not pushing it out of the picture. We're leaving it right here, putting it like an edge of light here. And light is so strong. Lighter emotion by 1% is so much stronger. You're going to hear me say that a lot because it's what took me out of 40 years of clinical depression. Hello. It's what has brought me into a complete, it continues to bring me into a whole different way of being and feeling and thinking, and it's insane. So, and I've got a free course if you want a free course around that, because you can do it yourself. You can make this stuff happen yourself. I just, for some reason, I cannot figure out how to put my own chat on my phone. Oh, I should have done this on the TikTok live studio. That's what I should have done. Durr. Anyway, if you want to have that course, just DM me, follow me, DM me, tell me you want the free course. I'll know what you're talking about. And I'll get you the link and you could just go get that, because as long as we are convinced that the events that we have experienced are what are going to move forward in our lives and are impossible to shift, or that we've tried and tried and tried and we haven't been able to, with that, we're stuck in an emotional set point. And what gets us out most easily, for my money, from my experience, is not going to yet one more fix me workshop. Okay. Hey, wheelchair. It's not about fixing yourself, you guys. It's not. Women are the miracle of creation. I'm telling you. The miracle of creation. I want you to think about this from a really practical point of view, okay? Who is it who in a family raises the children, takes care of the house, takes care of the relationship, does most of the emotional heavy lifting, if not all of it, depending on the relationship, and also starts business at the same time? It's women. It's women. And I'm not saying that men don't have incredible gifts, but here's the deal, and it's the real deal. Dorothy, yes, it's women. And men might get offended at that. And, well, you don't think I don't do anything? Yeah, I don't. I don't think you do nearly as much as you could. See, Dorothy, she's single, 2 kids, started a business. Hello. I know. I'm single. I don't have the kids. But I came through a load of stuff all on my own. Well, without a partner to help. Just having a partner doesn't mean you're going to be helped, right? You need a partner who's really going to be great for you. Yeah, it's about you. If you're around people who don't want to understand, or who feel like they want to put you down, or who are just not going to get you, if you're in the wrong room, leave the room, right? Hey, would you guys share this out with your people and give me some hearts and hugs and kisses? Anyway, that would be awesome. Oops. All right. So let's see here. Oh God, the cards are like jumping all over the place. Dang. So it's a socialization thing. Oh, thank you so much for the hearts. I absolutely love it. I love it. I love it. That's the other thing. And that's interesting to talk about when it comes to the relationship models that we've had forever. Certainly all back through oh God, forever. I was thinking 1800, 1700, 1600. I'm like, forever. Ouch! I've got a cat biting my ankle. Cut it out. Um, it's been the women taking care of everything and everybody, and never being recognized for the weight that we carry. So now here we are in a different time of history. We see a lot of people, a lot of women out there going, I'm not dating you, I'm not sleeping with you, I'm not marrying you unless you grow the F up and treat me with respect, be curious about me, help me by realizing you're an adult too, not making the woman do all the freaking work. This is no different in a way when you're in a business, starting a business. We've been enculturated. We have to understand there is a way out. There is an exit door. Yeah, we choose peace over the drama because honestly, the sex isn't all that. I mean, I grew up reading romance novels, and I thought that everything was going to be just like in the romance. I also grew up thinking that I could, if I wanted to, I could grow up and look like a Disney princess, but that didn't happen. All right, Dorothy, I'm going to pull a card for you. Dorothy, do you want pick a number between 1 and 6, and then I'll pull a card for you. 5. Okay, so that's quantum choice. The quantum choice position in my Good Girl Exit Plan tarot spread is about what is that clue? What is that thing that's going to break you out of the programming that you feel stuck in, whatever that is? No, you don't want that one? Okay. Keep shuffling here. If you guys want to have a full reading, right now I'm getting all of my stuff set up so that I can send you to one place, but it's going to take a couple of days. So if you want a full reading, whether it's a 30-minute or an hour long, just PM me, DM me here. It used to be PM, used to be private message. And just tell me you'd like a reading, and we can chat about it, get you set up, okay? All right, here's some cards that came out from Miss Dorothy. Ooh. Ooh. So it's interesting, Dorothy, you were just talking about making choices. Like you just were saying to me that you were choosing peace over projects when it came to choosing the wrong people to be with. Now, let me just say, should I wait on that one? Yeah, I'll just wait on that. Okay. So, yes, so making these choices is actually on two fronts. If you want to be a badass, truly sovereign woman in the new age, where you're creating your life and you're not doing it from screw these people, I'll just do it for me, and we're not in constant angst, where we're actually moving forward more into what truly moves me, what truly makes me happy. That is a huge shift. What I just said, let me say it again, it's huge. We're very good at suffering. We learned a long time ago that suffering was the way to earn our way into heaven, basically, whether that was heaven on earth or whatever you believe about stuff. I'm going to suffer enough and then I will have done my thing and I'll begin it. No. That's not true because you've tried it. You've tried it multiple times and you're still doing it because you don't know what else to do. All right. What does that have to do with this? What this has to do, yeah, sin isn't a thing. Did you know that in Aramaic, the word sin just means error? Yeah, we're always getting there. Dorothy says, I'm getting there. We're always getting there. We break through and then we have even more to become. It's this beautiful, never ending birthing of ourselves. We are endlessly birthing ourselves. So when you get that, then there's a lot less pressure on yourself to like get there, wherever there is for you. Okay. So the choice between putting up with garbage or I'd rather be happy. Now, this happiness card, this is like one of the happiest cards in the deck. It's like, woohoo! Everything's fabulous. You're not only choosing between these actually limited things of I'll put up with crap or I will choose my peace. You're choosing to start to give to you. You're starting to break with this idea that is completely the system that we're in, the human system we've been taught for millennia, which is this I'm only human. No, you're not. If you think that, you're basic. No, you're not. I'm kidding. I just got that from, what is it? Kristen Bell said that in that wonderful show. I can't remember the name of. But anyway, this is not about just choosing to, you are an infinite spirit. Okay. Now we know this, right? Stay basic. We know that we're infinite, but we don't know, right? I mean, let's be honest about it, right? We're like, yes, I'm an infinite being, but are you experiencing anything that's moving you into closer alignment with understanding that on all of the different levels and areas of yourself that you could come to know it? And I'm willing to bet that the answer is largely no, only because I know my own journey. And when I first entered the spiritual path and I heard about the ego, I thought that the ego was something that was all the bad things that I did. That's what I thought it was. I thought the ego was like, oh, I'm not very nice, or I should be nicer, I should be kinder, I should be more spiritual. And then one day I realized, wait a minute, I can't be more spiritual than I am. If I'm a spiritual being, if I'm a being of light, I cannot be more spiritual. I'm already aligned with the divine. I'm created of it. It's constantly me. My job is to, how do I align with that? How do I experience this? How do I understand the concept? And when it comes to letting go of looking for a relationship, my personal feeling, you do not have to agree with a thing I say from start to finish. Promise, I won't be upset. Part of this, and this is the journey I'm on right now, is as you deepen your respect for, your kindness to, easing up on yourself, learning to come to just even begin to like something about yourself. I mean, that's the feminine that's been closed out like a door for us forever, our entire lives. I used to be incredibly mean to myself all the time, all the time. And people would say to me, oh, Lori, why are you so hard on yourself? I go, I know. I don't know how to, I know. I don't know. I don't know how to stop. Or, well, of course I am. Somebody has to be on my ass to make me do things. Mm-mm. Things don't work that way. Have you noticed? Have you tried harder than 10 people you know? And they're getting ahead and you're sitting there going, what the hell is going on? Why can't I make shit work? And it's because one of the reasons is that you're not giving yourself the fuel, and the fuel is the feminine. The feminine brings this and also attracts the kind of partners that you want. So I'm not looking for anything. What I'm doing instead is I had to come to the idea that there might actually be somebody out there who is the kind of person I would want to be with. Like that concept, just that concept, right? Instead of, oh, this never works, men are crazy, men are stupid, or whatever, all those negative things that come from relationships we've had that weren't good, from beliefs that we're carrying, all of that stuff. To even get to the point where I'm like, I am willing to bet, I'm willing to admit, I'm willing to see that there might be one in the whole world. It doesn't mean we wouldn't have to spend a lot of time getting to understand each other because he's a man, I'm a woman. We are from different planets. And no, I'm not talking about that book from back in the day. But truly, women live a very different life than men ever will. They have no idea. And my only beef right now with men is that they're not curious enough to ask how it screws with our psyche, with our experience, with our opportunities, with our mental health. And what we need to do, because we can't wait for other people to figure this stuff out, we got to do it. And we can do it together, which is why I also have a community. Ask me about the community if you want to come to either a Wednesday meeting or there's a whole other thing you can come to. It's where you can actually find friends. Holy moly. We really need to become the vibration that we want to have. What would it feel like? What would it feel like if you truly were in a relationship where you felt some of the stuff Dorothy says, like you felt safe, you felt trust, you felt good to be vulnerable. But the reasons that you felt all that was because he or she was doing the same thing. This isn't just for straight relationships. No. What if you've never experienced that? I'm an actor. I've never experienced being a serial killer. But what you do is you reach into what you would feel. You want to reach into what you would feel. Well, if I had a relationship that was incredibly supportive, incredibly loving, like every time it was the evening, he'd be like, come over here, honey, let me just give you a hug, or let's hold hands, or let's go take a walk, or whatever things that you can imagine that you've just not had. Like I had one guy I was with, a friend of mine died while I was living out in California, and I'm sitting there crying because I got a call from another friend, and he's walking back and forth in front of me like, oh, well, he's not even paying any attention to me. That's not what I want. So how would I feel if I had the opposite? I would feel like my heart didn't have ice around it. I would feel safe. Like, what does safe feel like? Feeling it in your body is bringing in the feminine, I'm telling you. It is bringing in the feminine. It is bringing yourself the love and the consideration that you've been waiting around for somebody else to give you. And the real truth of it is you're only going to attract who you already are. This is a truth nobody wants to hear. It is hard AF to listen to, hard AF to even understand it, hard to think about how the hell am I going to shift this crap? Like, how am I going to vibrate differently? What, are you kidding me? I am who I am. Yes, you are. But who you are, that you haven't even explored yet, so this is really exciting, is you are energy. You are the creative force, my love. All of you. All of you are my loves right now, okay? We are all the creative force. You know what a really easy entry door is for us women? Emotion. How does anger feel? How does love feel? Not how has it felt. Because, geez, if we're trying to switch stuff, then the things that we were doing before were not all that great, right? We don't want to feel that shit again. We want to feel better, right? So what would it feel like? And all you have to do to get it started, and it's a very simple thing to do. The thing that can be challenging is when you fall off the wagon to say, yeah, I still think this works. I still could try this again and again when I fall off, and again when I fall off, and again when I fall off. Because this journey is not about perfection. It's not, if you are constantly birthing yourself, how can you ever get there? But you can make big freaking shifts by doing tiny things that make your entire experience a completely different worldview, completely different emotional experience. Oh my God, it is really something else. And I wouldn't say that if I hadn't done it and wasn't still doing it. Okay, let's see. Who else would like a card? Let's see. Who else is here? Place your bets. Place your bets. Let's see who else is here. And Dorothy, thanks for the chat and all. I love that. Even I can read for guys too. I read for the feminine in you. So Peter Jeffrey, I don't know if you're still here. But if you are, I will tell you, you asked how the weather is. Freaking hot. It's so, oh God, it's so freaking hot. Okay, Dorothy, have a great night, honey. You're feral kids. All kids are feral, babe. That's hilarious. I'll be on Sunday at 11 a.m. if you want to come back. Take care. So Peter, we'll pretend Peter's here. I don't know if he's here or not. If you are, and you want to put something in the chat, just go, yep, and I'll know. But I'll do this for the feminine in Peter, okay? And my eye just lit on the placement of the card that it says the energetic leak. So Peter's not saying anything. So I don't know. Maybe this is for all the guys in the room if there are guys in still. All right. Justice, the justice card. The whole masculine, toxic masculine, not the divine masculine, but the toxic masculine structure that we live in. It doesn't work for the guys either. Now you may say, what the hell are you talking about? They make a ton more money than we do. And that is true. Venture capitalists only give 2%. There are only 2% of venture capitalists that give money to women entrepreneurs. 2%. Because they're certain we cannot expand and we cannot make businesses that will grow, and they're full of crap. So that's okay. Be full of crap. We're going to go over here and we're going to fund each other. And we're going to find other ways to do this because we're good at that. That's why every single administrative assistant you ever met is a woman. Tell me I'm wrong. All right. Men do not fare in this culture either, but they do get the goodies because of their place of privilege. The rules were created by rich white men for rich white men way long time ago. And we know this, but we tend not to take it into account. Now, men especially might not take into account that they need the feminine too. And I'm not talking about the external feminine, whether that's alive in your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your trans friend, I don't care. But you need the balance. You need the justice. You too, just like the rest of us humans, are putting out an effort that matches the shoulds that you learned as a guy in this culture. And there's a rigidity to it. And what I'm getting about Peter is that there's a real huge well of kindness and feminine in terms of caring, being insightful, intuitive. And this card for you says to me that it's time to balance this. It's time to let that feminine in to, is that writing for you? Do you like writing? Is that is that a bubble bath? I'm just channeling. I can't tell you why I'm saying the things I'm saying. Um, is that taking a bike ride? Is that giving yourself time to not be that guy, that Marlboro guy? You know what I mean? I don't know. You guys are probably, a lot of you are too young to remember the Marlboro commercials, the rugged cowboy on the horse and with his cigarette that was eventually going to kill him. And he's the horse, Marlboro man, the manly man. That's only one kind of man. Just saying. So for all of you guys, and for Peter, you will only open your life up to, as if that were a small thing. You will only open up your life if you will balance your energies, if you will balance your efforts, if you will understand that you're a 360-degree human. You're not just a guy. You're not just a girl. You're not just a human. That ain't it. Think about the energetic for a second. Just for a second, think about this. When you're in a bad mood, people kind of tend to like run away, right? They're like, never mind. I'm out of here. That's your energy. Ooh, it looks like a lot of people ran away from me just now. Okay, sorry. Maybe it was reading for a guy, pissed people off. I don't know. Um, okay, so I see. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly how to pronounce your name, but Leonie? Leonie? I love the spelling. I just wish I knew how to say it correctly. But I'm going to pull a card for you, okay? Okay. All right, I'm going to pull it for the Sacred Rage Catalyst position. Anger for women, super important. Super, super freaking important. Oh, got some cards flying out already for you. Hmm. Sacred Rage Catalyst. Okay, so it seems like what's happening for you, hun, is you're experiencing a lot of pain from some loss. And that some of it might even be financial, and some of it might be emotional. So it's kind of like it's a 1-2 punch. And if you understand the power of gentling yourself, of being just a little bit kind, I mean, really, it takes so little. I wish I could explain it to you, but the slightly better feeling thought, as Abraham Hicks says, the slightly higher on the vibrational scale of an emotion, which means you're pissed, you're heartbroken, you're scared, and you bring in a tiny pinprick of a feeling that you remember. Oh, I loved when I went swimming and the light on the water just made me feel so, like it was magic. And in that moment, you are bringing in an energy that does more of the work for you. It does the work for you. And if you keep bringing in just a little thing and focus like, wow, I remember the light on that water and it feels this way. Connect it to how you feel in your body. Because you're grounding it in your experience. You are becoming aware that you are the generator, the birther of your experience, and you're experiencing that, and nobody can talk you out of it once you get that. But I want you to take a look at this card, because there are 2 cups that are still standing, right? So all is not lost. It's not. we can sure cut ourselves off and make ourselves and feel like that's the truth. But if you can think of even one thing, like like when I was going down for the third time, my thought was, well, I think I'm a badass at least because I haven't given up yet. I mean, you could hardly call that like a rousing woohoo, but it was so much higher than the depression. And I said, wow, when I say that, when I say, well, I'm really glad that I'm like, I think I'm pretty awesome for doing that, for maintaining, for persevering. And I feel what that feels like. I'm like, wow, I feel that in my chest. Like it feels like something opened and you are grounding your experience and your power in you and in your ability to be proactive. And when we get this and then we do stuff like this together, watch our world, it's all shifting, all for the better. So, what is the feminine that you can give yourself around this kind of experience right now? Is a number of things I can think of. One is don't should on yourself when you're in pain. I shouldn't feel that. Oh, it's terrible. Why do I have to feel this? Yeah, I know it sucks. But emotion is an interesting thing. It's an energy, and when you block it, when you should on yourself and you say, I'm not supposed to feel this, I'm not supposed to have this experience, I'm a loser for having it and for feeling I shouldn't, when you do all that, what you're doing actually is you're congealing it so it's going to stick around more. And you know that there's a part of you that already knows what I'm telling you, because when you are miserable and then you let yourself just weep, it gets a little better. And that's because the energy is flowing. Okay? It's flowing. And that's good. That helps it, do its thing. And what's flowing it is your ability to surrender your death grip on it. And that lets in some of that light. And the light does the work for you. The other day I was just having a crap day and I was like just feeling really, and I'd been sitting here all day working on my business and yada, yada, yada. And the cats were like, God, you're boring. And I'm like, yes, I know. And then I was in such a state of, oh God, I'm such a loser. Why can't I gotta get the hell up and do something. And I said, you know what, screw this whole line of thinking. I got on the text to my friend Carolyn. I said, what are you doing? And she's like, nothing, come over. I said, great. And she lives like 7 minutes from me. So I went over and spent like 4 or 5 hours hanging out, doing other things, like going to her kids' house and giving them some of the cookies she just baked and seeing which ones they liked best, and just all kinds of stuff that had nothing to do with nothing. Because we gotta unplug, y'all. We gotta unplug. And if you're thinking, well, that doesn't matter because the stuff's still waiting for me when I get back, I understand. But if you unplug, if you let yourself off the hook just a little tiny bit, when you come back to that crap that you still have to do, you're coming back in a different emotional place with a different set of possibilities, a different set of things that you can see. And until you try it, you won't believe it. And I will understand you completely. Thanks, Kat. Yeah, you'll understand completely. I mean, I understand completely. And so it really is all about experiencing. And when it comes to women and leadership, whether that's leadership of your life or leadership in a corporation or leadership of like starting your own side gig or your own business, coming out of the belief that like the top of the food chain belief that I have to do it the way it's always been done is like job one. If you can start to question, just start to question it. Like, really, just because these 12,000 men did this, does that mean I'm going to do it that way? Does it mean I have to or I'll fail? I mean, that's why I called my business the Goodbye Good Girl Project. I follow rules really well. And the rules I followed got me homeless. No lie. The rules I followed got me all the way down to the bottom. I'm not homeless now, you guys. But it got me so far down. so that I could learn. And I'm not saying that, oh, God gave this to me. I gave this to me. In my perspective, in my worldview, I gave this to me. I've been afraid of poverty since I was a little kid. Why? I grew up in a middle class home, very secure, very amazing. What I have to be afraid of. So I brought this on. My emotional set point pulled that experience to me. But all the things that I learned, that I chose to learn, were invaluable and beautiful. Do I want to go back there? Hell no. You nuts? No, of course I don't want to go back there. But you don't have to. Once you clean up your energy, once you let yourself be the woman you are, with emotions and insight and inspiration and creativity and your natural leadership. Women are natural leaders. Natural leaders, y'all. You know it's true. So there are certain points at which you are going to have to argue with or fight with or push back against the toxic masculine crap that's out there. It's going to happen. You know that. But you can get so savvy with how you do it, when you choose to do it, that you'll feel like a damn superhero. I'm telling you. And I'm not talking about becoming perfect at all. I'm talking about when you decide, like a number of weeks ago, there's a guy who's in a community with me. He's really smart. He's really not emotionally tuned in. Like, he's just not. He's all about systems and structure and stuff like that. And I'm all emotion and emotional intelligence and communication and the unfolding and the birthing of ourselves. And, I'm both. I mean, I'm a Lean Six Sigma black belt. If you don't know what that is, it means somebody who's like a total geek about infrastructure of a business and, organization and crap like that. So I've got both sides of the brain going. But anyway, he's sitting there and he's talking, and every woman, he was the only guy in the room of, like, I guess 6 women. And every woman that would speak up, he would talk over her. I understand the impulse. Boy, I understand the impulse. Sometimes I feel like I know exactly where you're going. Let me spare you the time. I'm just going to talk. No, I can't do that. But he was just talking over top of people. And when he does that with me, when he has done that with me in the past, he usually picks the wrong thing to focus on. So he's explaining away, and it's nothing that I give a shit about. Like, I don't care. It's not what I was asking about or talking about. But this day, I watched him talk over 3 different women, and I was doing a really quick burn. I'm like, no. So then it was my hand was up, and the person who was facilitating said, yeah, Lori, go ahead. What's up? And so I start talking, and he starts interrupting me, and I raised my voice and I went, don't talk over me. I stopped the room cold for a second. And he got it. He was like, oh, because some people you need to raise your voice with. They're not going to get it. If you're polite, they're not going to get it. I'm not talking about being a bitch or being mean. I didn't go, look, you ignorant fool. Like, I didn't. That's where you don't want to go. But if you hold back all of your boundaries and all of your decisions about what you're worth and what you should ask for, if you hold it all back because you're afraid that you'll be mean, you are never going to have the boundaries you want. You are never going to be the leader you want to be. You're just not. And you'll have to go the route of manipulation, which is not what you want. That's not the era we're in, and it's not the way to be in receivership of all that the feminine gifts us, because it is flow instead of demanding. Okay, I'm going to pull one more card and then I'm going to go because it's an hour. I've kept you long enough. And I really, really, really appreciate you guys being with me. It makes me feel just so good to be, interacting and connecting energetically, and in some cases on the chat, and awesome. And I want to tell you about. Oh, okay. We want those cards, right? I want to tell you, definitely ping me, DM me if you want to be part of a half hour a week. Community. Thank you, Kat. I appreciate you too, honey. That meets on Wednesdays from 12 to 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. And yes, that's noon, not midnight. And what I'm creating there is a place where we can all come together no matter where we are in our careers or in our hustle, but to focus on what can we bring to our journey that has been deliberately excluded because we've not been allowed to acknowledge the system that keeps holding us back, but we're not going to stop there. See, we got to stop hitching our horses to that post. No, we're going to use that and say, what can I do? What strength, what verbiage, what physical stance, what mindset can I embrace that's going to change my journey? It's going to change the nature of my journey. So I'm not constantly chasing the same things day in, day out, year in, year out. So that's on Wednesdays. If you go onto LinkedIn, you will find, you don't know my real name. Dang it. DM me. I'll get you the link. I'll get you the link. I'll get you the Zoom link. Okay. And then also, if you are a business person who, you know what I can do with you guys? Okay. Well, let me first do the cards, and then I'm going to give you a free course that I'll go, well, no, I can't do it. We'll see. Okay. So here are the cards for us as we start to wrap this up. I thought I was going to be right on time, but that ain't happening. All right. So Seven of Cups is when we have a lot of choices, and that can be overwhelming. Especially if you're thinking about starting a side hustle or starting a business or something like that. This can be a hindrance, especially if you think that what you're going to do is you're going to just pick something real quickly and then just go for it. Because you can end up either nowhere or you can end up somewhere, but you're like, I don't really like it here. And we don't, I mean, that's kind of, I mean, it's a learning experience. Everything's a learning experience and a amazing, but I don't think we want to do that anymore, do we? So instead of just going, I'm just going to pick one of these millions of things that I do really well, we're going to do something different with that. We're going to bring our hearts to it. We're going to make a choice for taking the time and the space and the little bit of gentleness to say, what would I love? And you're going to do the hardest thing that I have ever had to do. Well, almost the hardest thing, which is to say, I'm not going to include money in my thoughts. Just for 5-10 minutes, see if you can do it without going, well, this won't make me any money, or this won't make me enough money, or whatever. See if you can. What do I love to do? Because that thing that you're going to say, or the two things that you're going to say, those are the things that are the top of my list. You're not going to then run out and start a business or a side hustle. No, you are not. Unless, of course, you get so on fire that, you get that instinctive, that hit, and you're like, okay, I finally have it. Damn, here I go. This is great. I'm excited. I'm happy. Not if you're like, whoa, I didn't remember that. That's going to make me a bunch of money. Just revealing my path. That's all I'm doing here. Because I started a lot of things that went absolutely nowhere. And it was because I could not imagine that my worth could be tied to something that didn't include money right up front. Instead, what I found that the feminine has included and necessitated that I had to realize I was out of answers. I'm like, it's like, good God, I can keep trying the things I know to do, but they haven't worked, and they haven't worked over and over and over again. God. And I found an incredible group. And so over the last year, and I got into it for $30 for a year. And the guy whose team I'm in is a guy whose vision is to help everybody rise. His thing is, let's get everybody successful together. I mean, I got really tired of going to like networking things because I have about 150 emails and names, and I don't know who any of these people are. I know every person in that group, though. And the ones that I don't know who haven't showed up for a while because life takes you away and puts you in different situations, when they come back, then I get to know them. And we work together. And people are at different levels of knowing. Some people haven't got a clue what digital marketing is. Why should they? We didn't know how to use a spoon when we were born, Like come on. So cool. So anyway, so $30 for a year I joined and got trainings in everything, different kinds of software and video creation and just, and also the ideology of here, how do I take this thing that I'm sharing from my business? How do I actually offer it without sounding like a moron or like I'm trying to put my hand in your pocket? Like, how do I do that? Because it's not the perspective I'm coming from. So that kind of stuff too, it's really awesome. But if you like the idea of having support along the way, because like I hate solopreneurship, I like what I've decided to call wepreneurship. And I get to go to a meeting of people, whoever can show up at each of these, and they're all different types of meetings. I can go to one every day. So I don't have to feel like I'm like sitting in my apartment alone with two cats going, "You're so boring," right? Which is good. It really helps. It helps get me out of my kind of mode, But if you want to come to a course or a class or whatever for free, I'll get you that link and tell you the time and all that stuff. And you can just come hang out and watch what's going on and be a part of the group. It's not like a big sort of, it's just not a big deal. It is a big deal, but it's not like, okay, so in 3 sentences, tell me what you do and your value proposition. It's none of that shit. It's just not. It's just a place to grow. And as a solopreneur, I'm all in now. I've been all in for, I set up my whole work situation so that I could go to those when I want to. And that's pretty much every day. Okay. So let me know, because you can come to a mastermind, which is it was Thursday, it was today at, I think it was 11 o'clock EST. You can come to an AI video and image creation gathering class, educational. It's not like a class like somebody's going to wah, wah, wah at you. It's not like that. But anyway, you can do that on Monday at 10 a.m. And there's one on Wednesdays that you can come to. I think that's at 11 o'clock. But anyway, I can let you know. Just DM me if you're going, shoot, I hate this solopreneur thing too. And I'll clue you in, and you can come or not come. It's completely up to you, because, whatever. And then if you want to become part of that kind of situation, which I don't think it's ever been done. Anyway, I just don't think it's ever been done in quite this way. Then then you can do that for $30 for a year. And anything else you want to do, you can do that too, or not. Nobody's going to pressure you. It's just not happening. Okay, my darlings. Please remember that you are not only limitless in your energetic, but that the slightly higher energetic does all the work for you. You do not have to be only human. In truth, you are not. You are the natural leaders of this world. You are. And consider letting yourself off of the constant deciding that you're going to believe that the world is the way it is and that it can't change. Because take a look around the US, and even though it's not for the better, it can be for the better, but we've got to bring our consciousness, our focus and our intentionality to it, and we have to include the feminine, that vibrational, that emotional. And if you want some coaching, I also do coaching around this. You can join me on my YouTube channel weekly for my podcast called Next Level Empowerment, which a new one drops every Friday at 8 a.m. I'm here to support the expansion, the embodiment, and the rising of women's power, because that's who we are. You're welcome, Kat. Love and moxie to each and every one of you. And I'll be back on Sunday at 11 a.m. So see you then. Bye. Oh, Zareen, are you still here? I have no idea. I didn't see you. I'm so sorry. I'm struggling with the technology at the moment. Shoot. If you're still here, and I would be very surprised, the question, the answers. What I'm doing is I'm just reading through the lens of the feminine and becoming more powerful with what we're doing. And I'm going to put here in the chat. And I'll be here on Sunday at 11 a.m. And okay, well, thanks for coming. I'm truly sorry about that. Okay, bye.